Hey everyone, thanks for being here. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clay Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary, a post-game live stream on Saturday, May the 1st, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks were defeated by the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1. Wasn't the best of games. It wasn't actually a poor effort by the Canucks, but I think we're starting to see their lack of depth, their missing Elias Pettersson, and the effects of coming back from COVID. But I'll talk about all of those things in a couple minutes, and then I'll have a word on Jake Virtanen as well. But before I start, I want to thank the moderators right away. I want to thank Monkey 9 Brewing right away. Moderators, I will have a word for you, with you in a minute as we delve into maybe one sensitive topic tonight. I'm sure you guys know what it is. And then I want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Just Incredible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, and my newest Hall of Fame members, the Shea Family. Awesome to add them yesterday. So pretty excited about that. So thanks to all of you for your support, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video description. If you want to become a member of this channel, press the join button underneath this or any of my videos, or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. No matter where you are watching from, whether it's my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, or around the world, on the continent or around the world, know that I appreciate you, know that I don't take you for granted, and know that you could be doing anything else on this Saturday night. So I'm not using my phone because I really like having my phone as my just in case for emergency, but I'm not using my fisheye camera either. I'm trying a third camera, which I didn't like originally. But actually, this is the camera that I used when I was on Rob Faye's show, and it actually looked better than I thought it would. So it's kind of like the middle ground. It's not the fisheye, which actually has better resolution, but obviously distorts a lot of things beside me. It's not the cell phone, which is the best resolution, although I kind of like to have it handy just in case. So hopefully it looks okay. It has nothing to do with the sound. The sound's from the microphone, but hopefully it looks okay I think it's fine as we continue on here. So thanks again for being here, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video because I always like to have at least 50% of likes as viewers. So we're hovering around the 30 viewer mark right now. Would love to see us get up to, okay, the likes are coming up, which is really, really good. Thank you. So before, actually, I don't have to, I'll say like a minute about the game, then a minute or two on Jake Virtanen, and then we will turn it over to you. The game itself, I actually didn't think, it wasn't as bad as the score looked. 5-1, it looks like a whitewash, but I'd say the Canucks play the Maple Leafs even in the first. I'd say the Canucks controlled play in the second, and then obviously the Leafs broken open in the third. But it was only 2-1 going into the third period, and I think the Canucks, their effort was pretty good. Their execution wasn't so good, especially in the defensive end. A lot of defensive zone turnovers, of course. But I thought their execution was bad, but their effort was really, really good. And this is what's going to happen when you don't have Pettersson, you don't have Mott, your best forward, and then your heart and soul of the bottom six. If you don't have those two guys, it makes a big difference. COVID, tough team, and Toronto's playing really well, gearing up for a playoff run. And I just think there's a lot of things working against the Canucks. So on the ice tonight, I thought they were okay. Adam, thanks for the heads up. I will take it from here, Adam. Thank you. I really appreciate your effort. But yes, I'll start. The Jake Virtanen thing. We know that he has been put on leave by the team after allegations of sexual misconduct came out last night, and started to make the rounds through Twitter last night, and then and Instagram, and of course today. The Canucks released a statement, and so we kind of were tipped off on this when Jake Virtanen did not take the morning skate in Toronto. So we know that the team is doing its own investigation. I'm sure the NHL will follow suit, or at least piggyback on the Canucks investigation. And for right now, the team isn't. Jake Virtanen isn't with the team. Travis Green didn't really talk about it, and he didn't have to. He shouldn't have to. He's the coach. He should worry about the players that are at his disposal. Whereas Jim Benning, and it sounds like, is out of town scouting right now, so we didn't hear from him. Sexual misconduct, I don't like to use the word, but yes, it was a very bad allegations. So this is what I'd like to do for tonight. I didn't vlog on it, and I was kind of vulnerable in my post game when I kind of said it actually put me in a bad mood this morning. I was in such a good mood last night. Okay, so I'm going to probably go for about 2 or 3 minutes here, and then I'll turn it over to you. And then we'll get into actual Canucks questions, non-Jake Virtanen questions. But I was in a good mood last night. You guys know I was in a good mood. I finished my wrote my final exam for my master's. I'm 1/3 down now. I'm 4 courses down, 8 to go, which is pretty cool. So I'm a third done. That thumbs up Clay meme is still going well. Whatever. That's not a big deal. But I was in a really good mood last night, knowing that I have 1 month of freedom. My next course is not until June 1st. So I have the month of May off, going to concentrate on family, exercise, religious stuff, my ministry, my work, and a bunch of things. So that's cool. All those good things. But then, I kind of soured a bit last night, and especially this morning as I started to hear more and read more. So, and it actually made me, I didn't feel like vlogging earlier today. And it's just one of those things. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not sure if anyone missed it, but I'm not the type who has to go on a big, long apology tour just because I missed one video. I don't think that's a fair expectation anyways. So for me, it just, honestly, I was just kind of in a so-so mood. Then I focused on, bowling with my boys this morning, hanging out, and whatever it may be. Now, obviously with something like this, there's potential to it acts as a trigger for people who have suffered from these kind of things, who are sexual abuse victims, survivors. So there's a lot there, and we don't know if these allegations are true, false, but that's not for me to say. And as soon as I start to delve into it, though, I'm gonna upset someone. I know, and it's just not a comfortable topic for me to talk about, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. So this is what I'm gonna say for tonight. You're welcome to express your opinion for sure. You're welcome to express your opinion, because I'm not gonna censor you that way. And moderators, I'm talking to you especially. I appreciate you very much, but I'm gonna ask you mods to not be too quick when it comes to deleting or hiding messages. If someone wants to express their opinion, like this is sad, or this happened to me, or I believe that this happened, or I don't believe that this happened, that part's okay. But as soon as it turns into, finger pointing, name calling, this should happen, this shouldn't happen, then that's where I think you can step in. But I know it's a total tricky balance. So what I'm trying to say is, I know what I'm trying to say is, let's not, censor and ban comments about Jake Virtanen right away, because people should have the freedom to speak what they're saying. But people, let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it respectful of the process. And I'll just say it like that. And hopefully, so I don't want to say you can't mention it or else we're going to ban you or time you out or delete it. I don't think that's fair. And that's not kind of the community I want to build. But I'm not going to say too much more about it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But let's just kind of see how it goes. I trust you. I trust you as my loyal subscribers and viewers, and I trust the moderators too. So I trust all of us. And let's go. Let's talk about happier things, such as, yes, Edmund Jonah Gadjevich, such as, only 4 home games left, but I'm going to be going to one of those 4 home games, the last game of the season with Marie. So I'm very excited about that. So let's start with Tom. If Virtanen, and this is fair. See, questions about the process are fair, as long as it's very, as long as it's respectful, for sure. By the way, I just got a buzz. I'm not sure what that was. It looks like, we just got a new subscriber, which is awesome. Thank you, HW. Oh, by the way, I reached my goal of 6350 in subscribers, and I'm I was one away from 40 members by the end of the month, by the end of April. So we're going to make that 45 for May. So thanks very much to everyone. Okay. So thanks for the new subscriber. That is awesome. It's weird. I usually don't get new subscriber notifications, so it was kind of cool that came up. Okay. But I do want to get to Tom's question. If Virtanen is found guilty, could Canucks terminate his contract and have more cap space? So yeah, that is the practical part of this, is if, whether it's guilty or even if he's not guilty, and the Canucks want to move on from it, whatever, the Canucks can terminate a contract. And then yes, that is $2.55 million that would come off the books. And then that's $2.55 million of cap space next season. So I'm not putting any opinion or editorial on that. That is the fact. $2.55 million is what Jake Virtanen is going to be paid salary cap next year. Totally fair. C Edits. Hey Clay, congrats on finishing your exam. Thank you, C Edits. C Edits, you never answer my question. Is the edits because you like edit something, either music or movies or videos or other people's papers? What does the edit stand for? I'm very curious. What were your thoughts on Colin being in the top 6 tonight? He has not looked out of place, C Edits. I think he's been fine, actually. I think he was better on Thursday night, but I thought he was fine tonight. I know he had 15 minutes of ice time tonight instead of 17. Yeah, he had almost 16 minutes, -1, but everyone was a minus on the Canucks tonight. And he was, 2 hits and a block, no shots on goal. What I like is he doesn't look like a deer in headlights where he looks like, he doesn't know what's going on. I actually think he's played quite well already in just 2 games. He doesn't look out of place. And I think he's giving the team more valuable minutes than Harlock, who only played 9, or Boyd only played 12, or McEwen who only played 12. So obviously Travis Green believes in him as well. That's a very good question. Oh, the only bad thing about this camera, though, this camera is mounted to my computer. It's not where my phone I had on a separate tripod. So if I do this, if I bang on the table, which I don't know why I would do that, but if I lean or whatever, I do notice that sometimes the camera shakes. But first world problems, right? Thoughts on Pearson's goal? It was good. Horvath won the faceoff. I think 2 Maple Leafs Tavares and someone else got tied up. Nice pass from Hughes to Pearson and ripped it off the post. It was very good. I hope Lynn shoots more. Yeah, I agree. He didn't have any shots on goal tonight. What is the defense's biggest issues, especially Hughes? Adam, great question. I just think they're not talented enough. As much as we like Hamonic and Hughes and Schmidt and Edler and Myers, they make a lot of mistakes for how much they're getting paid. They simply, I don't know if it's a structure thing. I simply think they're not, as a whole, they're not good puck handlers, and they're not fast skaters, and they're not, they don't make good decisions. So as a whole, you could say, well, Quinn Hughes makes good decisions generally, and is a fast skater, and is a good puck handler, but he gets beat off the puck. Edler's very slow, and he coughs up the puck. Myers, very slow, makes bad decisions. Schmidt, faster skater, but still. So I think all the Canucks, all the defensemen have their own deficiencies. And then when you put them all together, it adds to not the best, strongest core ever. That's for sure. Thoughts on Colin, Austin? As I mentioned, I thought he's done well for his first 2. Oh, by the way, first 2 games. The other thing is with this camera, it's really close. So if I move it really close, you can see that that's almost way too close, almost uncomfortably close. So I back it up a little bit, which is fine. But then I have trouble reading my screen. So, well, I guess I could read the screen off of here. But then I'm looking to the side all the time. We'll try. Maybe I'll just lean in a little bit and look like that I'm really attentive to you. But really what I'm trying to do is read. Jog Paul, I would not say the T word. I don't think they're intentionally TANKING, but they're not that good right now. That's for sure. All right, okay. I know the game didn't live up to your name. That's for sure. Who do you think were most noticeable on the Canucks tonight? I noticed Horvath. I noticed Pearson. I noticed Lind. You know who I noticed a lot actually was Zach McEwen. I thought that he was skating hard. He was trying to create. And I think Boyd and VC, they're a little bit better than they have been. Of course, still didn't score, but VC gets his chances. He's always buzzing around the net. And I think Boyd and VC wanted to perform well against their older team. I don't know if you guys noticed this too. Maybe tell me if you noticed this, but I noticed that they would hit the Toronto guys a tiny bit harder than other games. And I know the Toronto guys, anytime they would have a chance, they would try and line those up. Not hurt them, but at least, give them a reminder that, hey, you guys don't play for us anymore. Hey, Sharms. Hope you're well. Sharms, by the way, Jacob and I played ping pong again today, but I streamed it on Twitter today in the first intermission instead of YouTube, just to try something different. And he beat me 21-14, 21-18, but it was good. Thoughts on Demko today? Also, how did the bowling go? So Demko was just okay. I didn't, a couple of shots that I think he could have played better, but I still think he made some pretty good saves. He certainly wasn't the issue. We got to score more when he's in net. It's ridiculous that we only score one goal every time he's in net. Bowling went really well. Thank you. First time in 3 weeks, because last week on the 24th I had to work, and the week before, I had to work the last 2 Saturdays. So it was good. I enjoy bowling, and it's a great Saturday morning with my boys. Thank you for asking. Coach Rob, chance of seeing Jet Wu? No, Jet Wu is one we won't see. I think you see Rath. There's still Ulevi sitting. There's still Rathbone. I think Jet Wu is still 2 or 3 seasons away. Shannon, I want to say that Hughes played good, but I did not see the team help Demko. That is fair to say. Hughes was okay. Yeah, Hughes was fine. Actually, he was the only defenseman that wasn't a minus. He was even strength because he was on the ice when the. Oh no, I should take that back. Hamonic was a +1 and Hughes was even. Yeah, Hughes was okay. And you're right, Demko did not get much help. Thoughts on Miller's game? He turns the puck over. He still does do that. And there was one play where he gave it up again, but it was thankfully a delayed offside because he gave it up. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs player took it just outside the blue line though, so thankfully it's a delayed offside as opposed to right in the slot. Really cool that there's 65 people in here on a Saturday night. Thanks everyone, I really appreciate it. And congrats on finishing your exam. Thank you, Charms. By the way, I got it was 45 questions, 44 multiple choice, and then 1 essay type question. So every multiple choice was worth 2, except one of them was worth 4 for some reason, and then the essay was worth 10 to get to 100 points. I think that adds up. But in essence, in the multiple choice, I only got 4 wrong. So I'm sitting at 83 out of 90 right now. It's neat that you get it, automatic results. So as long as I don't bomb the paper, I should finish with a 90 to 93 on this exam, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm doing great, Noah. Hope you're doing well as well. Thank you always for asking. Thoughts on Edler tonight? Mills, I did not think Edler had a good game. -2, 2 hits. You guys notice, right? Edler should just stop shooting. It's not even about getting his 100th goal. His shot never makes it to the net. I would rather him pass it to the other defenseman if it's open or ring it around the boards. Like, his shots simply do not get to the net. I don't know if you guys noticed that as well. Is Benning in Texas scouting the World Juniors? Yes, Noah, that's where he is. He's scouting the under 18s. Did you hear about the shooting in Surrey Delta? I did. No, yes, actually I did because Just Incredible mentioned it to me actually when we were messaging about something else. If that's the same shooting, which is pretty scary. I'll have to read more about it afterwards. Tom, what are the rules of terminating a contract if the accusation can't be proven or taken to the court? Tom, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you can terminate a contract if the player is not meeting certain standards, professional standards. And obviously these allegations have proven to be true, do not meet standards. So I believe that you would be able to terminate the contract in this case, but let's not get too far ahead there. Thoughts on Hymore today, Noah? He was noticeable, and 14 minutes of ice time, 1 shot, 2 hits, -2. He is noticeable though. He's usually the first one in the forecheck. He's always trying to turn over pucks behind the opposing team's net. I did notice him tonight. Joshua, hey Clay, longtime fan, first time message. Yeah, sure. Nice to see you. Are you excited to see the Botchford Project articles after the next game? Oh, I didn't know that they were coming out after the next game. Yes. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I can't wait to see what they come up with. Great question. Clay, this is the 3rd game in a row where I turned the TV off way before the 3rd period. Yes, Jastrin, it was tough. I actually fell asleep in the 3rd period for a bit. And this is the 3rd game since we did the internet meme. And the Canucks are 0-3, so not great. Not great at all. But it's pretty crazy. I wouldn't expect it to be on your friends' Facebooks because they're your friends, not mine. But on my own Facebook, people are dropping that meme left, right, and center. And I must admit that it's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Justin, guilty or not, I feel like the Canucks will, Lucas said, if this isn't our year, this isn't our year. Justin, company values, and it's a shame regardless of the findings, but in the end, I think we've seen the last of Jake as a Canuck. Justin, I think you're not alone in feeling that. Mike, if Jake Virtanen does get found guilty, will he be sent to prison? Yeah, I think he will be. Harry, hi Clay, what do you think of Jonah Gadgevich called up for next game? I think that's awesome. He 15 goals in 19 games, right, in Utica. And what do you think of tonight's game? I thought it was closer than the score indicated, to be honest with you. Amrit, genuine question. Why are the Canucks so bad? Is it the front office? It's a combination. It starts with the front office, though, because the front office have not done a great job building a team. Travis Green can only coach. I think Green is the least culpable here. Travis Green can only coach the players he has. It doesn't help that Pettersson's hurt, that guys like Hughes are underperforming. But yeah, it does start at the top. The ownership and management, it starts there. That's a fair question. Nucks fan says Myers is a bad word. That's pretty funny. Do you think there'll be a major spring cleaning for the team in the offseason? Fillmore, I don't think so. I think they're going to do minor tweaks and tinkering, but I don't think it's going to be a major spring cleaning. Great question, though. Jogpaul, we have enough D. Need more offense. Snipers like JT Miller or Cody. Yeah, we do have enough D, but you could argue that they're not the best D either. Mr. Cool, should we trade our 21 first-round draft pick for a young player who can help us right now? You know, I've been saying kind of the opposite. We saw how boring it was when the Canucks didn't have a draft pick last year until the third round. I think the Canucks will try and get more draft capital this year. Gadjevic's going to quarantine for a week. That's good to know. Sharms, do you think Schmidt is turning into another bad contract? No, I don't think he's going to be a bad contract. I just think he had a slow start this season. I hope that he'll still be good. And he's been good. He started bad, then played a lot better, and then just like the rest of the team is not being the best recently. Edmund says, we give Beagle heck, but we're missing his defensive presence. Yeah, defensive presence and penalty killing. Obviously, we're not going to rely on him for a lot of offense. C-Edits, what were your thoughts on... So, C-Edits, you're not going to answer my question, are you, about what the edits means, but that's okay. What were your thoughts on Horvath's post-media comments about not being out of it until they are mathematically out? Looks like he just wants to show leadership as opposed to just giving up. Yeah, he's not going to say... That's a good question. He's not going to say... 2 more losses and we're done. But we know that the Canucks basically got to win 10 of their last 11. Yeah, they got to win 10 of their last 11. They're going to be mathematically out if they lose 1 or 2 more. I think that's what you'd expect him to say. But deep down, everyone can read stats. Everyone can do math, or most people can. And you know that it's going to be very, very unrealistic, as painful it is for me to say that. Thought the power play looked better than last game, a bit more dynamic, trying to be less predictable. Yeah, Bob, they only had one opportunity, though, and they got to create more opportunities. Make Toronto draw more penalties. Thoughts on Horvath's game? I thought he was okay. He's trying hard for sure. You can never fault his effort. Horvath played well. Demko held the Canucks in the game. 1 goal went off Edler, 1 was deflected. Yeah, they weren't Demko's fault. That's fair. Canucks can select a very good player in the draft to add to this team. Decent reward for this season. Yeah, with every loss, they get closer to the top for sure. Need to be hard to play against and draw more penalties. Exactly. Easily giving up the puck in the defensive zone, unable to retrieve dump ins in the ozone. Yeah, we're not that. Then my friend Jens. So Mike is my season ticket partner, right? He's my buddy from church, and we've been friends for 20 years now. We split or use the 2 seats. And then Jens, I've talked about him before. He has the pair of seats next to us. Jens was saying that the Canucks work hard. They try and turn over pucks, but then there's no one in the slot to capitalize on those chances. Congrats on finishing your exam. Thank you, Shannon. Sharms, I'll check that out. No, unfortunately, Twitter didn't. I pressed something wrong and didn't save. It didn't save the video, so you just have to take my word for it that I almost beat him. Figure out what your deficiencies are. Yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. By doing this, we will be able to overcome your toughest opponent in ping pong history. Yeah, well, I only have 2 opponents in ping pong history. Jacob, I have trouble beating, and Sean and I go 50-50, although Sean, we didn't stream this, but Sean did beat me twice today, so not my finest effort. Edler should just stop playing. You might get your wish after the season. Pass it to Schmidt. Brendan, honestly, I love the Canucks with my whole heart. My dad and I watch every game, but we were just memeing around because we know that the Canucks will not make it. It's sad. It is sad, especially after how well they did in the bubble last year. Not sure why I talked like a robot there. It is sad because of how well they did in the bubble last year. That sounds like a robot or, I better not say. Cody, with the remaining schedule, how many games do you think the Canucks will grab a win out of the rest of the way? Out of 11, I think we're going to be lucky if we see them win 3 or 4. 3 or 4, I think. That's my guess. For people that need info about the Surrey Delta shooting, the shooting was targeted. 1 dead. The car was found on fire in White Rock. It has been rumored that cops found him 6 shots fired. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Thank you. You saw the whole shooting. You actually saw it live. That's crazy, NHL Canucks. Clay, which Canucks will you expect the most from down the stretch? Aside from our stars, it's guys that I think want to earn a contract for next season. Because remember, if the salary cap is flat throughout the league, free agents, UFAs, are going to be really, really... it's going to be challenging because there's not going to be a lot of money out there, and there's going to be a lot of guys looking for jobs, and teams are going to want to develop from within. Next year, we already know that Lind, Rathbone, and Podkolzin may make the team. That's 3 spots that would normally go to veterans or at least established players. So anyone who is on a UFA, like a Boyd, a Hamonic, a VC, I think those are the guys that are going to be playing really hard down the stretch. Or at least they should be. Hey, Clay, do you think Gadjevich will be able to make it into a game even though he has to quarantine? Yeah, if he quarantines for a week, that takes him out until the 8th. There's still 7 games after that, actually. So I think we'll get to see Gadjevich, which is kind of cool. We're going to see the 2 guys from the second round in the 2017 draft, Colin and Yona Gadjevich, or second and third round. I can't remember if Gadjevich was second or third round, but that's pretty cool that we're going to see that. You fell asleep so good. I'm not sure if that's good. I saw John was a big fan of the meme too on Twitter. Sharms, which John? Hot Take? Is that the John you're talking about? Tenor uses it now. Yes. So it's on Tenor and Giphy right now, but it's not on Instagram, which is the strangest thing. So anyone who's on Instagram, you can't find Canuck Clay or Nice Guy Clay, but my friend made a sticker. So in this GIF, if you type at Nice Guy Clay, a sticker will come up. And I think I've showed you guys. It's the one where I'm kind of appearing out of nowhere. I'll show you right here on my story from earlier today. What's all this noise? Oh, I was watching the highlights. Here, where's my story right now? Oh, I don't have it handy, which is fine. Okay, so if you're on Instagram, it's only a sticker. If you type in at, you got to use the at sign for whatever reason, at Nice Guy Clay. But on Twitter, on Facebook, and in WhatsApp, you can find it. It's not there for and in Messenger. In iPhone iMessages too. I don't know. Now it sounds like I'm just showing off. But thank you. I'm having fun with it. What are the odds that Edler retires after this season? I peg them as pretty good, but that's just my own personal opinion. It's in a lot of places now. Yeah, sorry. See edits after the Montreal win. Looks like there isn't much of a playoff race. That's correct. They're 14 up now. Seems like the last 4 games with the Flames and Canucks will be very meaningless other than the draft lottery. Yes, that's a great point. And some people said, well, are they going to still play them? I think they will, because I think as much as, the Canucks might be running on fumes by then, physically, like technically, they'll be healthy enough to play. And you still want to do it for stats. And you're exactly right, see it's for draft positioning as well. Hi, Clay. If a player's coming off their second year being a pro, does that mean they're no longer automatically protected in the expansion draft? Yes. 2-year pros have to be protected, except Quinn Hughes does not have to be protected because technically, no, sorry, it's not that. It's got to be 3-year pros, or at least for some reason Quinn Hughes doesn't count because he only played 5 games in his first season. Then he played all last year and then all this year. So there's something about that I should probably look up. but it's something about 2 or 3 years. If anyone knows for sure, go ahead and type it in. Jaskran, I agree with you that Travis Green is not the problem, and we're hearing that they're negotiating with him now. Will the Canucks finish 7th like they are? I have a feeling that they might catch Ottawa because they still have plenty of games in hand and they're only 2 points back. Lucas, now that Seattle is an official club member, what do you think they'll do now? Hire a coach, sign players? Yeah, they can sign free agents now before the expansion draft, but I think the coach is the main thing because I think you want the coach to speak into their direction at the expansion draft. Great question, Lucas. More draft capital? Yes, VRC. That's what I'm calling you because your name's so long. How many more years does Schmidt have with us? I believe it's 4. I'm looking it up. And yes, after the season, he has 4 more at 5.95, basically at $6 million a year. Edmund says, working in the justice system, i.e. the courts, if Jake is found guilty, he may plead guilty to get a lesser punishment like a discharge. It's how our justice system is, not the best or harsh compared. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. Compared to the USA, yeah. Yeah, there you go, Rome. I agree with Rome that Seattle's got to hire a coach. Gaudet has 2 assists to Chicago, but they still lost to Florida. I saw that. Canucks at an all-time low. It's pretty bad right now. Yeah, imagine how much more exciting this channel would be. Not that I'm not excited. I was going to say not that I'm not exciting, but I shouldn't judge that for you. No, I still love doing this, but imagine how much more motivated we all would be if the Canucks were battling for a playoff spot or in the playoffs. Lucas, does anyone think Seattle will hire Gerard Gallant as their first head coach? Wouldn't that be hilarious to see him as the first coach of 2 expansion clubs back to back? Yeah, that would be crazy. First round pick, 2 players rated equally. Who would you take? Winger, center, or D-man? If it was, yeah, great question, Mr. Cool. If it was best player available and they're all the same, I take a winger. Yeah, I take a winger or a center. What do you reaction club? I'm not sure if you're late. I've talked about the Virtanen situation already. Sad, but if you want to hear my thoughts about it, just watch the first 5 minutes of the stream tonight. Riley, congrats on finishing your exam. Thank you, Riley. I appreciate that. Jasker, and if we lose most of the games, do we have a chance of getting a pick between 6th to 8th since we're last in the division? Yeah, and it doesn't matter what position you are in the division. You go by points percentage overall. So if we lose badly, we could be a top 5 pick, actually, for sure. Adam, congrats. Clay, didn't know you had taken your exam. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, that was Friday night. I mentioned it. I mentioned it a couple times throughout the week in the streams, but I think, Adam, it might have been after you had jumped off. Not super early, but you may not make it to the end of one of them. And I was talking about my exam on Friday. You guys remember, I think on the Wednesday stream, I was talking about, or Thursday stream, I was talking about having my exam and then being so relaxed after it and in a really good mood. I'm always in a good mood. You guys know that. Nice robot voice. Yeah, not my finest work, Riley. Shannon, the Canucks could not keep Toronto out of their zone. Agreed. Robot Clay and Meme Clay would be a great combo. God bless and go Canucks go. Okay, that was horrible. At this point, finish season on positive. Yeah, Lucas. Tayeb, who do you think will lead us in points next year? Pettersson, if he's healthy. If the Canucks are mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, will the games against Calgary be necessary? Fangirl, I think they will play them from a standings, points percentage, drafting, stats perspective. Will there be fans in October? I think so, even if limited capacity. Stadium will be at full capacity when everything is open in the province. So I think we're still a year or 2 away from that, or maybe at least a year. So I think they're going to open to a limited capacity. What that capacity is, I am not sure. But I would be comfortable going. Oh, here's a good question for you. You guys, maybe put in the chat below a yes or a no, or you can explain your answer too. If the Canucks open up in October, limited capacity, say 3,000 to 5,000 fans, with proper safety measures as much as they can, would you feel comfortable going to a game? My answer is yes. I'd feel very comfortable, but I would love to hear from you guys. If the Canucks open up in a limited capacity with safety protocol, of course, would you be comfortable going to a game in the fall? Hey, Clay, do you think Colin will be the next Jeff Courtnall? Jeremy, I've not heard that that comparison before, but Jeff Courtnall was a good player. We'll see. I think Colin does have the offensive ability for sure. Coach Rob, what do they mean by a flat cap? That means it's not going up next year. Does that mean it will not be going up? Oh, yeah. I should have just read the second part of your question. You are correct, Coach Rob. Justin, crazy. I was working right there earlier this evening. Was forced to evacuate. The lockdown the mall. Crazy, Justin. C edits. Gadjevich is flying out to Winnipeg to quarantine, and we'll play those games with the team next weekend. That makes sense. C edits. Thank you. They play in Winnipeg on May 10th and May 11th. Who will Gadjevich replace in the lineup? Jaskrin, respectfully, we have 4 games before that. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. Any of the bottom 6 wingers. Yeah, hot take hockey, John. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know. Did he use the meme or did he talk? Sharms, let me know. Did hot take use the meme or did he talk about it in one of his streams? Let me know because I like these kind of things. It's good for my ego. Riley's enjoyed using the sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Luke Hughes to the Nucks. Yeah. As we lose more and more, that's a better chance. I don't know about the crucifixion, Gary, of Gretzky, but he would be good to have on the team. If Edler won't get his 100th goal, will he play one more season? Jaskran, to me, Edler doesn't seem like the type who would stick around just to hit that milestone. That's just my gut feeling. I don't think he'll do it just for that. Tom, Vertanen news is everywhere, including Europe, Swedish, Finnish news. I could see that. Sharm's thoughts on what Gaudette was saying regarding why he was traded. He said, I believe you're talking about the fact that he said, don't believe all the BS that you read, especially that he was traded because he was patient zero. You know, what else is he going to say? I think the COVID thing maybe had a tiny bit to do with it, but obviously more importantly was his role or his perceived role on the team. Jim Benning just finished yelling at the team through Zoom. Zom. I told them I don't overpay you just to act like silly lalas in front of Simmons. Don't make me drop the gloves. Thoughts, Clay? I actually like the Canucks' effort tonight, but you know, Jim, you do what you got to do. Edler was not that good. I agree with you, Easton. Fillmore, did you know there were 15 games tonight? I did, because all my guys were playing in all my fantasy leagues. Winnipeg was the odd team out, but I can't wait with Seattle next year. There'll be 16 games in one day. Yeah, they should. I'm sure they'll have one Saturday in the season where all 32 teams are playing. That would be pretty sweet. And then no one plays the next day, or maybe a couple. Jehovah and Her Witness. Interesting name, but that's awesome. New fan here. Thank you, Jehovah and Her Witness. Oh, man. See, edits. I did not even do a score prediction going into today's game because I did not do a vlog. So I didn't make one. I probably would have said 3-2 or 4-2 Canucks. And I would, I don't think I've ever, thank God I'm not betting. I don't think I've ever predicted a game with the Canucks losing, but that's a little bit unrealistic, obviously. But thanks for asking. 4 points in 3 games with the Hawks for Gaudette. He will forever be a Canuck. Jaskin, I thought he was okay. I was not particularly sad to see him go. Sharms, he was talking about how everything in the internet is fake and how he and his wife both felt disrespected. Yes. Where's the Jake Vertanen who's always in this live stream? Yeah, he's not here tonight. Brant Clark. Do you know who Brant Clark is? Best right-handed D-man in the upcoming draft. I do not know, but you guys know that I don't know my prospects. I like them after we draft them. That's cool. Defense, 18 years old. Nice. Okay. I don't know why I said 18 years old. All these guys are like 18 years old. I could see Adam got it really playing well. Yeah, in the right situation. Do you think Benning traded Gaudette because Seattle was going to take him at the draft? No, I think it's going to be very unpredictable who Seattle takes. Is it Holtby? Is it Bowie? Likely not, if Bowie's not going to play. I've always said it's going to be one of our young forwards, like a McEwen, someone like that. Not sure how Ari Lynn's message got past our moderators, but that's fine. I will remove this one. Ari is always good for one or two interesting comments a night. Should there be a coaching staff change? Maybe Kenning for the assistants, but I do like Green. I really do. Booyah and robot voice. Booyah. Jaskran, if we do have a pick between 5th or 7th, will we pick Luke or is there someone better? Jaskran, it's so hard to say, right? My draft list, I don't have one because I don't know prospects. It's going to be different than your draft list. It's going to be different than that guy's draft list. So hard to say, and a lot can happen in the next 3 months. But at the bottom 6 UFAs, would you want the Canucks to try to sign any of them? I like Setter's play, but not the contract. Yeah, Bob, my son Sean and I were talking about Setter. If he came back cheap, he's good. He's smart. He makes smart plays. He rarely makes mistakes. He doesn't have the best offensive skills, but he's smart and he's a good penalty killer. But of the 3 you mentioned, I like, when I think of VC, Boyd, Harluck, because Hymore I think's got 1 more year. I like Boyd because of his versatility as a center. Imagine if Colin does develop as a center, you could go Horvath, PD with Lind and Boyd as your bottom 2 if Beagle's not ready to go, and I'd be okay with that actually. Of course, it's even stronger. You go PD, Horvath, Miller down the middle, but then you're short on wingers. Tayab, do you think there is a chance at some point in the career all 3 Hughes brothers are on the same team? Very unlikely unless they all pull a massive coup or something. Robo Clay. I like that. Noah, who would be the 7 forwards after Horvath, PD, Besser that would be protected? Who are the 3 defensemen? Noah, I fully expect it to be Besser, PD, Horvath, Miller, Pearson, Lind, and Mott. That's who I fully expect it to be. So that means a guy like Hymore, a guy like McEwen could be picked up. Gaudette before he got, traded. Virtanen before today. And then the 3D are going to be Hughes, Ulevi, and... Hughes doesn't have to be protected. It'll be Schmidt, Myers, and Ulevi, and that means you expose Bowie. Yes, I got your message about the laptop, and we'll stick to what we usually do. Nucks fan, thank you. I responded to your email tonight, by the way. So Mystical, you would be comfortable going to a game. Shannon would as well. Jeff would go, and then I was going to ask, and how many of you would like to go to a game with me? But I think that's everyone, right? I'm totally kidding. Oh, but now that I have a good question for my wrap up. Sometimes I forget to do these kind of end questions, but I have one. Remind me to ask a question about going to a game with me. Okay, going to a game with me. I think Mr. Cole, one of your messages got hidden by accident, but I don't know how to unhide it. But that's okay. But yes, to read your thing, yes, that Mr. Cool would be comfortable going to a game. Shannon says yes. Jeff says yes. Yes. Bob, Fangirl, no, because I have to take a plane to get. Yeah, no, of course. I know that you don't live in Vancouver, so your situation is different, Fangirl. Jim, no, I won't be comfortable going to the games because fire Benning would be echoing through the crowd. Yeah, it'd be tough for you. Inferno says yes. Rome says yes. Noah, would you ever go to a Seattle Kraken game if you're down? Absolutely, Noah. Absolutely. I will make the trip down there. I have my Nexus, so I'll bring one of you as long as you have your Nexus, and we'll go from there. Lucas, yes, because you'll be working. Mel's, yes, if you could afford tickets. Tayeb, no, not very comfortable. Totally fair. Truds. Clay, are you asking if the Canucks require all attended to be vaccinated? I'd only attend if that was required. Truds, totally fair. Rome's going to go down to Seattle. Sweet. Edmund says yes. Jeremy, hey, Clay, do you think Gadjevich will be the next Sergio Momesso? I need to see more of his game, to be honest with you. I think he's got potential to have more skill than Momesso. He used the meme on Twitter. Sharms, that's very cool. I will look that up. Very cool. Clay, if you're going to last game, when will you do your stream? Yeah, good question. I'll think about this. I am going to the game on the 18th. It's the second to last game of the year, but the last home game. So I either do a quick live stream from there, which would be fun, but I might get in trouble. I could go to the office and do a live stream, and I could probably start it by 10 or 10:30 by the time I get there. I could just simply not do one. I could do it really late, like a Clay After Dark. I could find somewhere and just do a quick one for about 15, 20 minutes on data and have Marie in it with me. Many, many options. Maybe that's something you can type in is a suggestion what I should do for that live stream on Tuesday night, the 18th. And then remember on Wednesday night, the 19th, that's the one where I will be live streaming the entire game, play-by-play, analysis, Oregon music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Last game of the year. Oh, I better speed up. I thought I was doing so well, and then I realized because I hadn't advanced this. And we're at the 45-minute mark. Wow. Okay, I'm going to go really, really fast here and try and at least get to all the questions. Whoa, I am really behind, actually. Where's Roussel? He's hurt. Does Gadgets arrive tomorrow? Yes, but he's got a quarantine for a week. Clay, would you ever consider having someone tough on the team? I think you can have team toughness without having a goon. Adam, I know you're not saying a goon, but it's tough to find guys that are really tough with enough skill and skating for sure. Maybe it's Gadjevich. I'm doing great, Avatar. I hope you're doing well as well. Yes, Jeff, the Canucks played reasonably well. But yes, they do not match up well against Toronto. Too much depth. What could the Canucks get for Berchi? Nothing. Yes, a 6th or 7th round pick, if that. Pretty tough. I think he's damaged goods, unfortunately, even though I'm sure he doesn't think so. Canucks Dream, glad you're here. We're just wrapping up. Sorry, but I am glad you're here. How many goals do you think Besser will finish this season with? Good question. What's he have right now? Actually, you don't have to bother telling me. I'll just look it up real quick. Then you don't have to do it. Doesn't he have like 15 or something? Stats. Besser has 17 goals, 11 more games. I think he'll wind up with 20. I think he'll score 3 more. Brant Clark is playing in Texas. Good. It's because of Jim Benning's hair. That's why I got it. How many years can Jake? I don't know. Jasker and I simply don't know enough about that kind of thing. You and Nick should be voice actors. Who's Nick? I think we probably protect McEwen now. I don't know. Does he bump Lind or Mott from a protected spot? Sharm's good question. Thoughts on Winnipeg's recent losing streak? Do you think they're overplaying Hollowbuck? Yes, I'm really surprised. You know they're my second favorite team. I'm really concerned, and maybe they are. Hollowbuck is showing some fatigue. They gotta figure themselves out pretty quick. Clay's famous now. I don't know about that. Green seems to be a yeller. Since they're tired of him, maybe, but I've heard that he's very well respected still. Hey, Dexter. I don't think Lynn will be eligible for expansion draft because he won't have played enough games. Yeah, but I think it has to do more from when he was drafted, Charms, because I keep seeing him on these mock protected lists, to be honest with you. Benning's going to protect Louis. Okay, we'll see. Coach Rob would go to a game. Dexter would go. Dogwood's here, and he's been drinking 3 Coronas without lines. I didn't have any, but I found a lime. I feel so cheated. I could. You always need your Nexus. Indeed. I'm required. Okay. What is a Nexus? It's basically pre-screening to get through the border quicker. Thank you, Fangirl, for the donation. Sorry, guys. I'm going to thank you, Fangirl. I'm going to skim real quick. Let's drive a bus and pick up all the Canuck Clay fans and drive them. Well, we don't need a bus. If we picked up all the Canuck Clay fans, I don't think we need a bus. We need a plane. No, I'm just kidding. We need like a minivan. I think we'd all fit in there. Nexus is a fast pass. Yes. Good night, Adam. Thank you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stream from inside the rink. I think that would be a lot of fun. Ryan Millers. Yeah, I spoke to him very quickly yesterday. He was very good here. Solid. no drama with him. Low maintenance. Yeah, Lucas and Lucky, second time in the rink this season. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I want to do something fun. You guys know the last time I had to scrub all my social media. I've told you guys that story before. Live stream with Marie. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And Marie is pretty, she's very personable and we get along really well. We'll see because we'll probably drive separately there. Although I might convince her to let me pick her up. Okay, we'll see. A live stream with Marie. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Last game of the year. You mean they're not making playoffs? Jeff, I'm just being realistic here, brother. What hockey team? I'm going to the last home game of the year. Will the post game live for Monday just be after dark? Yeah, Sharms. I won't have time to do my own post game, so I'll push everyone to there. Picks are better than nothing. Clay's cool. Thank you, everyone. You and Twisted Wrist. Yes. Oh, yes. Nick. Yeah, I like him a lot. Okay, I think I've caught up. If you go to Cap Friendly, it shows that Lynn has to play 25 more games to be eligible for expansion draft. Sharms, that's good to know. I certainly don't not believe you, but I've seen him on other lists, so that's weird. Okay, thanks for that. A boat party. See you, Claydo. Thanks for doing it for Jim. Hey, Arso, what Clay? How are you doing? Thoughts on Dallas potentially having a full crowd? I don't know. It's crazy. It's just going to look so weird. I wouldn't go to a full crowd. Shannon, I'm sad to hear about what Jake V did as it happened to me when I was doing my paper route in Edmonton, Alberta. Shannon, I am extremely sorry to hear that. And I thank you for sharing that. I know that's not easy to live with. So I can only presume. So thank you. Okay. That's good. So we're at the 51-minute mark. So I'm going to do Ask Me Anything. Then I'm going to do my quick sign off. Asking you my funny question. So let's go. 3 minutes of Ask Me Anything. No Canucks, no hockey related questions right now. Mods, this is when you have to, I think, be on extra alert because I think this is when some of the funky things come out too. So Ask Me Anything. And, Jim Benning, I didn't look up what date was the car crash. Sorry. I will do that another time. I apologize. I said I would do that today, but I was wrong. Are you a fan of Nutella? No, Edmund, I am not, but my daughter Kayla is. Favorite beer? Root beer. Don't drink. Do you back the blue? Who's the blue? I don't even know what that means. If the Canucks offered you the GM spot, I don't think I'd take it. I'm not qualified enough. Although I think I'd have some good ideas. We need a train to pick up all my fans. Thank you. Or a 3-wheeler bike for you. That's fair. We'll put the bike on the train. Yes, Inferno. Canucks After Dark will be my post-game live stream on Monday. Thoughts on NBA so far in the season? It's been okay. I know LeBron was out for 6 weeks. I know Steph Curry had a magical run. I think there's some good stories as always. How good at your ping pong, Sam? I'm just okay. I would say I'm average or a tiny bit above average. And when I say average, that's a very low average because I'm presuming everyone in the world, even the people that don't play ping pong, I'm okay. I can keep rallies going, but I'm not, I'm not putting spin on all my shots or things like that. I'm not the most consistent. Well, I just explained my bowling. Not a lot of spin and not very consistent. Did you listen to the Rascals? No, I know who they are, but I did not listen to a lot of them. Favorite band as a kid? Boys to Men. Do you think the bartender should put 2 limes in your Corona? Sure. Yeah, always. Back the blue means back the police. Oh, okay. Well, I do have many friends who are cops, if that's what you're asking. So yeah, I would support them. For the most part, yeah, I think they have a tough job. Favorite app to use on your phone? Well, I'd say I'm on the YouTube app quite a lot. I'm on the YouTube Studio app quite a lot. Probably on Twitter and Instagram a lot. So if you're not talking about social media, some of my chat programs for work, like Teams. Yeah, Johnny, do you back the cops? That's what he meant. So do you? Well, I respect law enforcement for sure, and I have a lot of friends who are cops. Have you ever drank? If you're talking about alcohol, I'd say truly only once. It was on my own stag in Vegas. Yeah, a bunch of churchgoers going to Vegas. Oh, I'll tell you a very funny story. Because I don't drink, we were at a club and they said for that Pee Wee. I told you the story before. This Pee Wee Herman song "Tequila." For those of you that know, it's so for that whole song, it was free tequila shots. But I ran and hid in the bathroom and locked myself in a stall so my friends couldn't find me. C edits. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter? Yeah, I have plenty actually. When I was writing papers, not for my master's yet, because it's not. I'm able to plan better now as I get older. I'm wiser. I'm more resourceful. But definitely when I was in commerce at UBC Sauder, I was pulling all-nighters for sure. Studying for exams. Are you on the Blue Jays bandwagon? Also, not a big football. I know the Blue Jays. I'm not a big baseball fan. Have you seen the show QB1 Beyond the Lights? No, I haven't, Edmund. I have a feeling that my son would have watched that. Charms. If you could learn to play a new sport pretty well, what would be? If it was a new sport that I don't play now, or no, if I could learn a sport even that I do now and be a lot better, it would be golf. It would be golf because I'm paying a lot of money to get frustrated. And I think if you're a good golfer, it can impress a lot of people. Favorite school subject? In high school, I liked math and music. Lucas, plan to drink Corona after the pandemic? No, I'll stick with my Pepsi and Coke. Tacos or burgers? Burgers. Have you ever pulled a fire alarm? No, Shannon. That's an interesting question. Ever watched the A-Team? I did. I pity the fool who never watched the A-Team. Can you order the sushi, have it delivered Bertuzzi Jacuzzi when having a doozy with Toffoli and some guacamole? Okay, that was a bit rough, but sure. Favorite type of pizza? Ham and pineapple. Very, very boring. Favorite food? Sushi. You ever watch Knight Rider? Yes. Kit. The car? Absolutely. Who made the meme of you? I did, Noah, and others did too, but the meme actually came from a news report on CTV, an interview. What was something you and your wife can never agree on? Well, that's good. She thinks I spend too much money on like eating out and things like that. So maybe that's one thing that we can never agree on. But there's a reason why she has money and I don't, because she's a very good saver. One day I'll tell you the story of when we got married, about who brought what money to the marriage. You can probably guess which way that story is going to go. Is Mark Donnelly collecting Serb? Good question. I don't know. That's pretty funny. Did I miss a question from Dogwood? Because someone said that's the funniest question he's ever read. Oh no, did I miss it? Dogwood, ask it again. Oh, the Corona one maybe. That's why. I'm behind, but who cares? It's Saturday night. I'm in a good mood. Clay, do you have a favorite hockey movie? No, I actually don't watch that. I don't want to just say Mighty Ducks or Slapshot. I don't watch a lot of hockey movies. I think our own real life team is enough drama for me. You need to eat Tequila Worm? No, you can for me. Do you like the Karate Kid movie? Yeah, I liked it when it was the original ones. If you're talking about the original ones with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita, not any of this remix stuff. Clay, do you have a Raptor jersey? No, I don't. I borrowed one for a Raptors song I did last year with my friend Katrina. Favorite attraction or building in the States? Ooh, that's a great question, C-Edits. Easy to say something in Disneyland. There's a really nice Catholic grotto prayer space in Oregon that I like. I walked the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. That was cool. Being to Texas, Hawaii, New York. Always like being in New York City. Favorite attraction building in the States? I'm going to go pretty wimpy and I'm going to say, Space Mountain. Thoughts on the P&D maybe ending? It would be sad. Do you mean like forever? That would be sad. Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Video, or Crave? What's your go-to streaming? Not Disney Plus or not Crave. So it would be Prime or Netflix. I think Netflix is still where I watch most of my stuff, with Prime being second. If you could pick a superpower to have for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Teleportation, so I don't have to spend any time traveling. When I was young, I would say X-ray eyes, but that's when I was young and immature. You could probably guess why. You're doing double duty, moderating and watching coverage of the space. Well, thank you. Thanks for a great stream. Thanks, Coach Rob. I watched the CTV thing. You were great. Thank you, Noah. I put it on my Twitter as well. Do you think the Flames will Calgary? What does that mean? I saw Parker on the CTV story. Yeah, he was the first one out of the shoot. I texted him right away. Favorite vegetable? I like zucchini. What does your wife prefer to go out for lunch, Chinese or Japanese? I think she's fine with both, but she's such a good, lovely and thoughtful wife that she'll always eat Japanese for me. But then when I'm not around and when I'm out of town, they just go crazy with Chinese food and dim sum. You know what I say? You dim sum, you lose some. Raptors favorite sports jersey beside the Nucks. Don't worry, I wouldn't be offended. I'm a Jersey. Favorite sports jersey besides the Canucks. Yeah, I'm not a jersey fanatic, but if I'm trying to go outside of hockey, I've maybe old school Yankees, or I like some of the football jerseys for sure. I like the old Dallas Cowboys jerseys, just nice and simple. Do you think the Flames will leave Calgary? I don't. Favorite Marvel character, the Hulk. Favorite memory in school. There are a few, but I'd say meeting Gail in high school. And then I guess a close second would be I was in a boy band, surprise, that we would do concerts and stuff. It was pretty cool. Ever you watched the hockey-related movie Tooth Fairy? No, haven't seen that. I am now craving noodles. I meant traits, Shannon. I'm not sure. Oh, best traits. Yeah. I said that Sean was smart and nurturing. Jacob was fun and engaging. And Kayla was sweet and caring. All right. Quizno or Subway? I like Subway. Were you going to tell us about the bad traits? No, I better not, actually. There's all traits that I could, maybe for the next stream, I will do bad traits that they learn from me. Then that's fair. Not bad traits that they develop on their own. Okay. We're at a minute. We're at an hour now. We better end there. Okay. So as I wrap up, you guys, then I'll do all my thank yous and my bad dad joke. And then, yes, I think I've settled on a flow where I do the bad joke, I do the God bless and go Canucks go with the meme, and then I do the booyah to snap out of the meme. And yes, a couple of you said that it scared you last time, but that's fine. Okay, this is going to serve my ego a bit, but that's fine. You guys know that it's all in fun. You guys know that I have a comfortable, I have a thick skin. I can take, constructive criticism fine, but I love receiving affirmations, because who doesn't really? So just for the heck of it, just because I'm in good mood, and I know my self-esteem is fine. It doesn't need any padding, but let's just do this for the heck of it. Okay. If you were to go to a game with me, if you were to go to a Vancouver Canucks game with me, tell me one cool thing that we would experience together. Whether it's just talking about the game, whether it's going for a walk in the concourse, whether it's grabbing a bite, whether it's picking apart the anthems, whether it's you explaining to me or me explaining to you some of the nuances of the game. Just so the question isn't simply, would you go to a game with me? Let's presume that I would love to go to a game with you and you would love to go to a game with me. It's a weird question, but I'm just feeling kind of in a good mood right now. The question is, what's one thing that you would look forward to about going to a hockey game with me? And if your answer is nothing, that's fine too. I can handle that. But if you want to just spend a minute thinking about it and typing something in, and I love to read these kind of things, it's what's one thing you would look forward to watching a game with me? And again, some ideas, hearing my analysis, hearing me pick apart the anthems, or whatever, or walking the concourse, or grabbing a bite, or making me drink a beer, whatever you want. Type it in. I would love to see. And I already see some really, really good suggestions already. So thank you. I will read through all of them right now. When I'm done. Okay, friends. So thanks for being here. Moderators, thank you. You did a great job tonight. I can't stress that enough. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing for sponsoring all these post-game live streams. Thanks for everyone who donated. That was HSM Fangirl Gaming. Thank you. Thank you for the new subscribers. And thanks to all you for subscribing, liking, and all those things. And if you want to become a member, that's cool too. So I appreciate all of you. Saturday night, a night where the Canucks lost. We're going to see a lot more of these types of performances, I think. But going forward, tomorrow, I'm doing a bunch of Hall of Fame member chats. I have emailed all of you. So I look forward to doing those for most of you, and then one on Wednesday night. You know who you are. And then on Monday night, it'll be Canucks After Dark with Parker, because that game's right at 7, so there's no point in me trying to sneak another stream in. So Monday night will be Canucks After Dark, and then Tuesday night the Canucks play again, and that will be my own stream. Yeah, at 10 p.m. So thanks again. As we're leaving, type in something cool that we'd experience at the game together, or what's one thing that you would look forward to if we ever went together. So as always, subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to, become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. What time is the best time to go to the dentist? 2:30. 2:30. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah!